Hi. I didn't realize it was live. Give me 1 second to send the invite to the guest. Tonight, I'm really excited. We actually have a gentleman. He founded a nonprofit. I'm going to let him tell you about it, but it's really cool. I'm super excited to have him here. Appreciate his time. I know he is actually like getting ready to be doing something. So we're actually going to not have, what is happening? My computer is wigging out. It just like screens start coming up and then it went away. Something is, I don't know what's up. I'm going to have to get like some kind of check done on it. I sent him the link and he should be joining any minute. I'm going to go ahead and get live on TikTok. The older I get. Oh. The older. There he is.
Hey, Leanna, how are you?
Hey, I am so sorry. My computer, it's wigging out. It was just doing it a minute ago. Screens start flashing up and then they went away. I'm gonna have to have it like virus scanned or something. I don't know.
You're good. You're good.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get live on TikTok too. What, baby? I told you, Sissy. You and your cuppy Sissy. I'll get Sissy get you a new one. Okay. Hey, babe, he wants a cup. Hey. Okay. All right. We're live everywhere. So tonight I have Victor here, and he is the founder of a nonprofit. It's called Still Here 91324, and I'm going to let him tell you all about it.
All right.
For being here.
Yeah. And if I think you're going through my car here, so I don't know if you can hear me good or not.
I can hear you perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll wrap around to the start of the recovery, but like pretty much probably everybody that's listening, I went through my ups and downs, and actually I went through a down, I should say. And coming out of it, I had thought about it for about a year to start a nonprofit. I'm helping anyone. I kind of focus towards firefighters and for other first responders and veterans. But obviously, I'm not saying no to anybody. Anybody that has anything with addictions, mental health, or suicidal thoughts. I'm based out of Connecticut. I'm starting here. But I'm looking for within a year or two to be across the U.S. and Canada. So I'm just trying to spread as much as I can, as fast as I can, to help as many people as possible.
I love it. So how does it work? How do you start how does it all work? Was it very hard to get like the paperwork and all the legal things in order, or no?
Nah. It's pretty it's pretty simple to get going, but then you find out what's hiding in the dark. I am a procrastinator, but I'm an impatient procrastinator, if that makes any sense. I put things off till I'm ready to do it. And one day I was like, okay, I'm ready to do the nonprofit. And I formed the nonprofit. I got 2 domain names, one for the nonprofit, one for a Shopify store. I started a Shopify store. I designed the merchandise. I put it in the store. And I built up business TikTok, business Facebook, business Instagram. And I did that in one day. It was like a 20-hour day, but I did it all. To go with your question, to start it up, you just got to pop online, like with anything else these days, and go to your state. Most nonprofits, they're federal. I can collect money from out of state. I can do business in out of state, but it's just based in Connecticut. So it was like $500 to set up, and then the website cost me money. Wasn't too bad. I used one of those, we'll give you a free website, but you gotta stick with them for a year, pay the monthly fee. It's only $50. And then each domain name, the two I have, they're $15 a month. So no biggie. But what they don't tell you is what they like to tell you is you have all these startup grants, all these amazing startup grants. So when you go to look at the grants to file for them, you need to be established for a year. So that's not a startup. You need to you need to do $1 million in business. That's not a startup. Um, you have to have your 501c3, which is just your tax exempt. That takes 2 years. So that's not a startup. So you can't get any of those are the big boy grants. We're talking like 250,000 and up. Which I know sounds like a lot, but for me to just put 10 people a year into rehab, that's $300,000. It's 30,000 a month for 28 days, I should say. At least that is what it is up here. I don't know if it's any different anywhere else. But that's what I paid for myself. That's what I paid for two others. So it's a lot of the sneaky costs come in. Yeah, there's the first report you got to pay. It's only $50, but then for some of these grants, you need a letter of good standing, and the letter of good standing is just pretty much saying that you're not ripping people off. But you can get that day one of filing and opening up a nonprofit. So how are you in good standing? It's only there because you got to pay the state $1,600 for that letter of good standing. So it's just another way
so
to get
anyone
money.
can get it like day one, but it's money. It's a money thing.
Yeah, when day one you walk in, you're like, I spent $500 setting it up. Cool. The cheapest marketing or advertising company that you can find that does a good job, the cheapest is $1,500 a month. If you want a really good one, you're paying over $2,500. The sky's the limit. You can pay someone 10 grand a month for advertising and marketing. If you're profiting 80,000 that month, then whatever. But you obviously have to build up to it.
I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
go
cut you
ahead.
off. I'm just
No,
a
you're
little
good.
curious. We keep saying the term nonprofit, and then we're talking about making a profit. So can you kind of explain like how you still make a profit even though it's a nonprofit?
Well, I don't take anything. I don't make a profit.
Right. I know the business. I'm just
Yeah. With any nonprofit out there, the president or founder is paying themselves probably hundreds of $1,000s a year.
Right.
Anything I take either goes straight back into advertising, gas, because when I'm not running meetings like tonight, I'm sitting in the sketchiest area of the worst town, in a black Audi with all the lights on inside without tinted windows. So you might get like a viral moment here at some point. But yeah, see, I got off track there.
No, you're fine.
I explained this to Farrell earlier. I had epilepsy, and they were trying to diagnose it, and it was a few years ago. And I started having the seizures really bad, and they're like, "Well, it's either epilepsy or you're a heavy drinker." I was like, "Yep, I'm a professional." Yeah, and they're like, "Well, going withdrawals can cause you to have seizures," and I'm like, "Well, and there we go. Right on cue is the breathalyzer. I'll be right back."
I love it. Part of his still his past kicking him in the mouth, like kind of like we talked about last night.
Yeah, I figured it would be exciting. That's one of the other downfalls. I got a month left on it, which is great. Tomorrow is my 15th month sober. But I went through court and now I got spam phone calls. Okay.
I can't hear you.
And I accidentally answered that.
That's okay.
Answered that instead of hanging it up, so I had to hang it up. Where were we? Turn the profit. So
Mhm.
basically everything goes into the anything you take in goes I'm putting right back into the nonprofit. So it's not a profit, I
Right.
guess, because nobody's profiting off of it. So advertising, gas when I'm driving people around to meetings all over the state because they can't get there. Why not? They need the help. They want the help. I don't mind doing it. I had to pay. I have a ridiculous insurance because of that obviously breathalyzer I got. I got a DUI a week before I got a bed and got sober, which was kind of funny, I guess, in a way, because the number of times I drove probably way too under the influence, which is obviously an awful thing. But I had stopped at a buddy's house and had two Bud Lights, and my car broke down. I smelled like beer, and I blew a .09, and that was my DUI. So that sucked.
And like, what's the
So
legal limit?
.08.
Yeah,
So
like
I was
I knew it was
1/100.
like super close. Like,
Yeah. So I get a breathalyzer. It costs $165 a month. My insurance went up to $475 a month. Um, and again, the breathalyzer, it's there. It's embarrassing. You made a mistake. It's there. I mean, I know it's there to make you, just humiliate you and make you suffer a little bit because you did something wrong. They did give me the one good thing that came out of it was they gave me 100 hours community service, but because I have founded the nonprofit and I wasn't profiting off of it, first probation tried to make me it. They said it wouldn't count because I was benefiting. So I said, "Screw you" to probation, and I went straight to the judge, filed paperwork. Judge read it. I explained everything that I'm not profiting. I'm spending money out of my backside. My wallet's empty. I'm putting thousands of dollars a month into this thing. And the judge was like, cool, you're good. So um, I guess 100 hours in the soup kitchen would have been more of a punishment, but I'm running between everything I do. My mother has cancer. I take care of her. I'm helping a friend open a restaurant, and I'm running this nonprofit. So I pretty much sleep from midnight to 4 a.m. and then I get up and do it over again, which is fine with me. I'm an insomniac, so that's a normal amount of sleep. And I'd rather be busy because I'm usually so tired. I'm going crazy. But yeah, that's the gist of it. That's where I am. I did really good in starting out private donors. We put one person right into rehab. I wanted to get her in first because she was a veteran, but she also needed this step of going to rehab to start the process of getting her kid back. And that meant a lot. And I had a lot of meetings with a lot of people, and it's tough to pick and choose, but I have to make sure it's somebody that really wants it. I don't know if it's the same for everybody. For me, I wanted it a whole bunch of times before it finally stuck. And I was like, okay, I actually really want it myself, like in my heart, not just in my brain, where the brain's like, you're an idiot. You're acting stupid. You're doing dumb. I had two spine surgeries, so I was on every type of powerful opiate you could guess, prescribed for 2 years straight. And I was drinking a bottle and a half, 2 bottles of Jameson a day. Um, so you can imagine the combination. I was just a mess, doing stupid shit, stealing, just doing awful things that you do. And I wasn't even taking shit or doing stupid stuff just to get money to buy because I was getting prescriptions. And my doctor was retiring and he was like, well, I'll write you this one for this much. Then in 2 days, I'll write you this prescription for this much. So I had like 2 or 3 bottles just laying around like all the time. I could take 20 a day and it wouldn't even dip into, what I had. So it was crazy. Um, it took me a little bit, but I went on September 4th last year. I got the DUI. I had called on the 3rd for a bed um, to a previous place I had gone to, but after 2 days I walked out of course. Um, so I called in for the bed, and then I got the DUI, and then on the I went in on the 12th. This is my sober date, the 9/13/24. I went into rehab on the 12th, but in the Uber on the way there, I drank a bottle of Jameson and took 200 milligrams of Oxycontin. So I don't remember the 12th. So that's why I count the 13th as my sober date. So
how did the
my
like
first,
rehab react when you showed up there just like blasted?
well, I had literally drank the whole bottle of Jameson in the car, and it was a half-hour drive, so it hadn't really kicked in yet. And literally in the parking lot, 10 feet from the front door, I took 200 milligrams, and I'm like to the Uber driver, I'm like, you want the last two? And he was like, yeah. So I went in there, everything was cool. Once you walk in, they take your shit. You got to jump in the shower while a guy watches you shower, and that's all. That's the last thing I remember. And then I got the stories because I started wandering around the facility like you're not supposed to do. I had got up in the middle. I had woken up from this haze, or not even woken up, but I thought it was a dream. But I had to go to the bathroom, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I just walked out the door and peed on the floor. So that so I'm amazed that I got through it. And I heard a lot of other stories from a lot of the other guys. And in Connecticut here, it's the rehab, and it's also psych ward, and you get prisoners. Like we had guys that were on life sentences, but said they had a drug problem where they just got put into rehab with us. So it was
Oh,
crazy. Yeah, yeah. So it was a little crazy. So that started my journey, and that's why I started still here. And my passion is just trying to help. I say I want to help a million people in my life. That's why, again, I'm just looking for good people. I'm trying to spread across the country. When it comes to sober people or people in recovery, they have hearts of gold and they want to help anybody that's trying to do the same thing. So you get a lot of good volunteers, which is huge.
that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, I brag all the time on the recovery community. I'll pop into lives and people will like pull me up and they'll shout out like my podcast, and I go live on TikTok every night, and like everyone is always like I don't know, just like trying to build everybody up, and I freaking love it. Like, just normal people, like normal people in the community, like, aren't always like that. Like find the recovery community very uplifting, positive people, and the more that I'm surrounding myself with people from the recovery community, like that, just the happier I'm being in life. So I love it so much.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's so much better than you think it's going to be. Like when you actually got that in the heart moment. One thing that I was lucky about, well, first I tried to go cold turkey off 2 years of opiates, and then my friend's wife, and I have a million nurses that are friends of mine, and they were like, "Dude, you're gonna die. You got to go into a facility. You got to go to the hospital." And I went to the hospital because I just wanted to help with the first few days or just whatever, because it was so horrible and so painful, and I was so sick. And they would just take you for like a half hour and then kick you out. So I was like,
and alcohol withdrawals are so freaking dangerous. Like they are, I
yeah,
think, like alcohol and like benzos, I think, or barbiturates one are the only ones that like literally you need medical, like like for
yeah.
detox off of them. Like
Yeah,
um
alcohol withdrawals are worse than heroin withdrawals.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Safety wise, maybe not feeling, because when I went off the opiates, it was like 16 days of hell.
Yeah.
But I was in the because I skipped a part, probably 15 years ago when I was bartending like my whole life. So I had a customer who always came in who had cancer, and he had like a life sentence, and he would just give me Oxycontin every day. And I would take it just because I was like, fuck it, I'm just on the bar, whatever. And when I did that for like 8 months, and when I did that one cold turkey myself, and it took 14 days, and it was god awful. I I drank like 2 bottles of vodka a day, and it didn't even help. It not help. It didn't help. It didn't make the pain go away. It didn't help me sleep. It didn't do nothing. So that's why I definitely knew I had to go to the facility this time. But the one thing that helped out a little bit, I guess, is because when I was doing those pills for those 2 years, I was drinking so much, so I didn't notice like the nice high of the opiates as much as I would if I was just taking them. Because I was
Yeah.
always a
Like
bottle of Jameson deep, like I'd
yeah. Like
pass out, wake up and sit there and wait for the package store to open. Be like, I could leave in like 10 minutes, go to the liquor store. It's 9 a.m. Hurry up, open. So it was and that was for the last 5 years, it was awful. But being in the restaurant business and being a bartender for a long time, and then going into sales, I had at least 3 drinks every day for like straight at least. But so that was just my normal.
do you feel like you did more of the opiates because of the alcohol? I know, like for me myself, when I was like strung out on heroin, I like didn't really drink and stuff that much because I always felt like when I did, the alcohol like pushed it out of my system and I got sick faster. Was that like a thing for you or no?
Well, I I stopped getting sick like 15 years ago. I'd get the hangovers, but I'd wake up with a hangover and obviously just take a few shots. Like I could chug a pint when I woke up, and I'd be like, okay, I got 20 minutes, I'm good. Or I could take in one of the opiates. With the opiates, I would drink and I'm drunk, so I take them. Like there was so many times where like I like would pass out for a minute and I'd wake up and it was such a vivid dream. I remember one time I swore somebody I went to high school with stole my car, and I hadn't seen this for 20 years, 25 years. And so I like came outside in the rain in my underwear looking for my car, and I couldn't find it, and it was right in the driveway in front of me. So I went in and out like 3 times, and then finally, and I was so it was so realistic to dream, and I was so fucked up because it was right after I had one of my spine surgeries, so they gave me the really diesel "we're gonna kill you" opiate for the first couple of days, and I took way too many of those with way too many oxys, um, and it was just I tried messaging him on Facebook, but I couldn't type. I couldn't. My hands were so shaking, so I couldn't get words out. So, and I tried voice texting, and I was just like slurring so bad it was like what? Like my phone was just like, "What are you trying to say, dude? Like,
Yeah.
can't help you." And so yeah, that was tough for it. So I was just I won't say I wasn't noticing because I was in so much pain. I was noticing the pain part of the opiates, but I obviously had up and downs of the alcohol. So as I'm down, I could feel it. I felt no pain. I felt fine because I was on all those opiates. So the hangovers weren't kicking my ass.
Yeah. It's
So
kind
I
of like
wasn't
they
feeling it.
balance out each other's like bad part, like the alcohol balance
Yeah.
out with like not
You know, when you,
encouraging that, but that you know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it seems like. So
yeah,
you
you
kind
know,
of went on and on
it's like,
like that.
definitely. It's like that saying where they say when you drink so much at a point where you had a night and you're just normal drinker and you tie one on one night and people will be like, "Oh, you weren't feeling any pain that night." I was like, I hadn't felt pain in 2 years because I'm on like 160 milligrams oxys minimum a day and I'm drunk. You know, like, and I was like the worst drunk to a point. Like I'd go to the package store for enough for the day just because I had to just basics. Because if I had 3 bottles, I would drink it until it's gone or I passed out. One of the two things would happen.
So I know you're short on time because you have to go right at
No,
7. So
yeah, yeah,
I
you're
have 4
good.
questions for you, but I just
Go
forgot one
for
of
it.
them. But
No, you're good.
but so the first one is the still here. Is that just like literally like because we're still here because we beat it? Is that where that came from? Like I know the ninth.
Kind of like, yeah. When I came out of the whole psychosis of being an addict, um, I just was. I'm lucky I'm still here because if I thought back to the 20 years, um, I mean, I started drinking obviously at like 18, and I drank normal, but I was a bigger pot smoker, so that was a better thing for me. And then once I started bartending, I was 19, and then I started drinking because I'm behind the bar and I can pour myself drinks. So it just escalated. So I probably I thought about it one night and I almost died. Between car accidents, just too many overdose. I've never officially overdosed, but I'm sure I came damn close a bunch of times. But I almost died probably 13 to 15 times in my life, um, where I didn't even realize how lucky I was because I was never sober. I never thought about it.
Right. Never even that, that's how we are. I can remember like one time that, several times that like, cause we drove 45 minutes to the city to get to get our stuff. So like a lot of times I remember like, I'm like, oh, I only remember bits and pieces of the trip home. But there's one specific time where I'm like, I remember getting home and I'm like, I don't know how we got here and how we're still alive, but like I don't
Yeah,
even remember. Like I can only imagine how that drive home went. Like because we had to drive on the interstate and all the stuff, and I'm like, we, oh, But okay.
yeah.
So my second question is: you mentioned private donors. Like, how do you get private donors? How would you even look for those? I'm just curious.
Um, Private donors basically were my friends. The first 2 people we put in rehab for the 28 days was a total of $60,000. Um, I paid for one, and two donors of my friends of mine paid for the other person.
Nice.
So because I just started the nonprofit, I'm thinking like, all right, awesome, start this nonprofit. I'm gonna hit social media, all this. People are gonna hit the Shopify store. I just want to make enough money at the Shopify store to pay $2,000 to somebody to advertise, so I can make 10,000 in a month. I can make more, so that people can get help. And then nothing. I reached out. I stretched out on. I don't have the biggest. This is on TikTok is my biggest followers. And that's 2,300, which is nothing compared to the influencers and that. But I got about a 500,000 views right away in like a first few weeks, and sold not one thing, not one donation, not nothing. Now I'm on Venmo, PayPal, Cash App with still here 91324. The Shopify store is still here, 91324.com, which will be getting updated. And what I set it up, but I didn't start it yet. It'll start tomorrow. I'll probably start it tonight when we're done. I'll put SH for still here, but SH Farrell, and that'll give anybody a fan of yours 10% off their whole order for the
Oh,
next
guys,
month.
hear that? Anybody that orders from him, he does like hats and hoodies. Is that all you do? Just hats and hoodies, or is there anything
I
else?
got hats, hoodies, t-shirts, iPhone, cell phone cases, coffee cups, water bottles, blankets. I'm gonna add sweatpants coming up. You're limited to what you can get in the catalog on Shopify, but they got some decent stuff. Um, I'm basically just trying to build this up to the point to start brick and mortar shops. And that's what I'm going to do, is just get it successful in Connecticut with a brick and mortar shop with all the gear. Invite outside influencers from like TikTok. I know people are selling hoodies and doing stuff, and they can send me their stuff. I'll give them a section. I won't charge them anything. They can just put it there and I'll send them the money. I'll just keep the state tax I got to pay. So I kind of do that, hoping it'll kind of take off that way. I can just open one all over the country, and that'll be an office for the person I decide to run still here out of that state or that city to work out of, and hopefully that'll bring in business for more money.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just trying to help people. I just want to help people because I know how hard it was. Um, but like I said, with those two people, I interviewed about 300 people and picked those two. There was probably about 10 that I knew were 100% dead serious. And I knew most of them were with, that was such a bad weekend. I did this, I did that. I stole from my mom. She got mad. She caught me. I'm at rock bottom. I'm like, you're not at rock bottom yet. you're, you're not. You took $20 out of your mom's purse. I get it, but I got
Right.
somebody who just got their, just almost killed themselves. And um, I want to tell one quick. I'll keep it short story. The biggest thing that affected me and hurt me and hit me deep since I started this, it was probably about 3 weeks ago. It was a Friday night, and I was taking out. People message me on all social media, and if they need to talk, I'm like, dude, here's my phone number. So this one guy, I started talking to him. I talked to him for 2 hours. He was suicidal. It took me 2.5 hours to get out of him where he was, what city he was in. I knew it was about an hour drive. I'm about to be in that city, and it took me about another hour after I was in that city to get him to admit where he was. He was at a park, but I sat there and talked to him for 7 hours in the freezing cold. I never felt the cold because I knew that he was threatening to kill himself by shooting himself in the head. So I'm sitting outside talking to this man, knowing he has a gun in his pocket, and that um, I have a carry permit myself. So I had one too, but I never even thought about it. Never, I didn't, I didn't even think about it. I just was like, okay. And he's good as of now. I talk to him every day. He was a veteran. He had really bad PTSD. I have a connection with this therapist website in Connecticut. So I have 18,000 therapists in the state have my information, and they call me to volunteer hours. So I did that for him. I got him like 2 therapy sessions a day for like a month.
That's awesome. And
Yeah,
so like it's not just you're not just like sending people to treatment. You're literally like just trying to help people find whatever resource they need. That's really amazing.
yeah. one biggest mistake. It was a horrible business mistake for me to pay for myself to pay for that person to go to rehab, but it was bad business because it dropped me down to like no money for the advertising. But I'll do it again. I'll do it again tomorrow. I'm never gonna pick business over somebody going to rehab. Um, I put myself out there to do anything, everything. Anybody, I don't care if someone taps me on the shoulder on the street and they don't, maybe they saw my hoodie or this logo or my name on social media. I'll talk to them. I'll help them. I'll do it. I don't care. I've had people reach out, other TikTokers. I only look at like 4 people's lives, and a couple of them have people come in that are in recovery and things like that. And if they're homeless or other things, they hook them up with me, and I put them in a hotel or do something the best I can to my abilities without going broke.
Well, that's amazing. I would definitely keep that in mind because people pop in our lives all the time, and we they'll come in us, so they're struggling. We like search out places, rehabs in like Arizona and different, like all different states. People come on and ask for help. So definitely keep you in mind. The next time somebody pops in.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm looking for, I'm using kind of TikTok and mostly TikTok, but other social media to find people like you or the other people that I've met in Canada and other places where I already know that once I move to that area, I want them to run it, and they'll be getting paid very well to run it because I need to trust them not to be stealing from it. And I need to meet people like you or like the other 2 of the other 3 people I follow or whatever. I watch lives. Because I can feel the genuine personality and the kindness, and they were in recovery and things like that. So, because obviously you need to find people you trust because money's going to be flowing in and they can take whatever they want and it can be not noticed easily.
Wow. Well, I really appreciate those kind words. That is my favorite part of doing this. That is what keeps me going. Like people be in my inbox all the time, like your lives help me so much. And I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn, but that's what I want. I just want to help people. I feel like I did so much. I put so much bad. I did so much bad and put just so much bad out into the universe when I was in the chaos that I just want to do whatever I can to fix it a little bit, I guess, like just to make it a little better, whatever I can do, and that's just all I'm trying to
100%. 100%.
do.
And I want, go ahead, ask me a question. Then I'll
Oh,
forget to say it because of
no,
my
you're
epilepsy
fine. I was
brain.
just gonna ask
Um,
you, the time. I don't want you to be late.
I know you're good. They're going to I can see them from here. They're smoking cigarettes. They'll probably be smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee for 20 minutes. But,
Okay.
um, if someone comes to the car, they can sit down. I don't give a shit. Um, just giving them a ride back home. But, oh, that's what I was going to say. Your fans and whoever this goes out to and stuff like that, pay attention to Leanna's page on TikTok, because in the spring when it warms up, again, I'm up in Connecticut, so obviously, what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing a giant uh, media blitz for like a relaunch, and I'm talking from pens to these bracelets to pamphlets to I have 5,000 and I'm getting 5,000 more t-shirts. I'm just going to hand them out to people like outside like college football games and different events in busy downtown areas. And I'm just going to have people walking around with the shirts on. I have 10,000 stickers that are 4x4 with it. It's all going to be one simple saying, but it's not going to explain what it is. So people are going to see still here 91324, and that's it on black and white. And it's going to be 25 billboards in the state of Connecticut. It's going to be banners behind planes. It's going to be posters in windows. I have a few girls I know who are going to model and make. Actually, one of them makes these ridiculous reels and TikTok and Facebook posts, and she's a very gorgeous woman. So, but she's down to earth, and she went through the system. She went through this whole ordeal too, and I kind of want to make her the face of it. But basically, I'm going to be reaching. I'm trying to reach about 100,000 people in Connecticut. I'll be on the news as well. I'll be on other podcasts. I will be on radio stations, and I'm going to do all this in like a 3-day window. So it all just kind of smacks everybody in the face, and they're like, "What's that? I see that. I saw that again. I saw that yesterday." And then they're gonna Google it, and then
Yeah.
that's when once you Google "Still Here 91324," you get my Shopify store, you get the nonprofit website, you get Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Reels or Threads, I should say. Um, so it'll all be out there. But what I want to ask those social media people is, I have a bunch of people lined up because that's where I can reach millions. I want anybody that is willing to share. I will share it to Farrell, and so you can see what it is, or you can copy it off her page. And I just want people, if they're willing to, just to repost it on those days and use hashtag. And I'm trying to right now. I'm trying to blow up hashtag Still Here 91324. So I just want it to be trend. My goal is to get it to be trending, because this blitz is costing me over 6 figures. So I'm either gonna super succeed or crap my pants. I
All
don't know
in or
which one.
nothing, huh? Go big or go home. We're
Yeah.
here to make it. Don't even talk like that. I know, like, you're right. Like, it's hard to find genuine people. I just had a conversation about that earlier with somebody else, that it's easy to get on here and say things, and it's hard to tell who's genuine or not. But you obviously, you're spending money out of your own pocket. You're helping people, going out of your way, all the things. So you will succeed. God has a plan for us. I wholeheartedly believe that. Um, I love what you're doing, and thank you so much for saying that stuff about me. I really look
And he,
forward to it. What
no,
did you say? And you said in the spring. You don't have a date yet, just in the spring?
I just needed to warm up because I need as much eyes outside to see people wearing the t-shirts, to see the banners from planes. You know what I mean? I don't want to drop all this propaganda for me. And I just want to also point out that I am not rich. I did not grow up in a wealthy family. This is my retirement money. I retired. I made great money, good enough money to retire at 45. And then my mother was diagnosed with leukemia. I was paying both two houses worth of bills. I moved them in with me. Now I take care of my mom during the day. I got a nurse to come in to help me while I go out at night to do this stuff. And then in the morning, I'm on the laptop. So I'm just all over the place. But so yeah, so I'm not just, this isn't coming from a trust fund. This is literally coming flesh from my body. So it obviously means something to me because it's my retirement money that I'm
Right.
using
That's a
to
big
do
deal.
this.
And, like, because if you don't succeed, then then you're just out for a time. So, like, I love that you're like, you believe in it so much that you're putting in, like, your nest egg. That's your comfort. That's what you're supposed to have. I really love that. What did you say? The Shopify store. I'm gonna put all that in the
Oh,
post when I post this. What was the code for that? You
yeah,
said, like,
well, it'll be SH Farrell with a capital F,
okay.
and then if you put up every single thing of mine, the Shopify store, the nonprofit is nonprofit still here 91324.org, but that donation page is broken down at the moment. So with Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, they're all still here 91324. Threads, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram are all still here 91324.
All the places. Do you have a YouTube?
And not yet. I have no clue. I'm 48. Like TikTok's as fancy as I get. That's why I'm looking. That's why I'm trying to pay people $2,000 a month to do my stuff. Um, I got like Google ads out and stuff like that. I make some stuff on CapCut, but I'm no good at it. So that's why when you look at my pages, you can see that they all go back to August. They all go back to when I started it. It's all about Still Here. I just started posting stuff that might offend people back on my personal page. Um, breathalyzer. Um, but Facebook, if we can hustle people to Facebook, because I had to start that new business page. Don't drink and drive. You get breathalyzers. So yeah, it's just it's a passion project. It's what I want to do. Like I said, I want to help a million people. People always say, I've had it told to me a million times since August, you can't help everybody, and I say bullshit. I can try.
That's
I
right.
can try. You
I
can't tell me
love
until I
that.
die. Yeah, until I'm dead, you can't tell me I can't help a million. I can't help everybody because I'm gonna try. That's
A
why
million
I'm trying to
people.
just,
That's a big
yeah,
go.
yeah. I want to get this first original thing going, and then me learning the social media side and me learning all the other stuff. I'm going to open other Shopify stores and other businesses that are pure profit to join in first to pay me so I can pay my bills. Nothing is ever going to come from Still Here. Those donations are not ever going to be used for anything but Still Here. I'm just going to do different versions of clothing and stuff. And I'm just going to jump into a million different small business adventure things and try to join it all together so I can make enough money to spread across the US and Canada. Because I want to just at least 3 to 5 a year. I want to open up in the United States and Canada. That's my goal starting 2027.
I
Because
love it.
26 isn't here and it's already kicking my ass. So, but yeah, if people can focus on that Facebook page, just because it's hovering at 34 followers, because the original got hacked and it had 3,300, which was my most followers out of all the social media. So anybody that can follow me on Facebook would be awesome. Well,
We will
all of
get
them
you there.
would be awesome.
Everybody, please go follow Still Here 91324 on Facebook. We are at 7:00. So
Yep.
thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And we will be in touch. And you are welcome to come back anytime, like when it gets closer to the spring, if you want to do another episode and just kind of push it out again before your big
Yeah.
3-day. Yeah. Like I know you got other podcast book and stuff, but we can figure it out.
I'll come back whenever you want me. As often as you want me. I'm just trying to get the word out, and it's therapeutic to talk about my past. And yeah, I just want to get it out. And if you ever have any last minute cancels like you did that time, I couldn't help you. Hopefully, maybe next time I can help you.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, we'll be in touch. I'll see you on TikTok, and I'm sure we'll message each other and
Yeah, I'm
figure
going to
some stuff
TikTok
out.
right now. That's where I'm going to have a live right now. So thank you so much for being
All
here. We'll
right.
have you back next time. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about your personal, a little bit more about your journey specifically and not, and still a nonprofit, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, that's a rabbit hole. You're going to need to put aside 3 or 4 hours for that.
Okay. We break it up into sessions. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good
All right.
day.
Awesome.
Everybody for watching. Please go follow him on Facebook. Guys, let's get him some followers. Let's get the word out. He's trying to do a great thing.
All right. Have a good night. Good luck on TikTok. I'll see you there.